What's up, Goddess Gang? Today we are back with another video, and today is December 4th. All right, you guys, so it's 4th day of Vlogmas day 4, and yesterday was the biggest struggle. So I'm going to talk to you guys about that. Also, I have this, I'm working on it, and I'm going to talk to you guys about this as well. But first, we need to clean up my palette. Okay, so there's base coat gel on there too. Yesterday I had a lot of work to do, like I think I had 5 visits that I had to do for my job, and then after that, I had to take my kids to the gym. So I thought, you know what, my day was totally fine. Actually, I was on the right course until somebody came disturbing my peace, and then it just all went downhill from there. And that's typically what happens that hinders me from being on here and being consistent and all that. But I still came home last night after working all day and taking the kids to the gym, and I filmed. So that's going to be Vlogmas day 3. I'm going to upload it. I just simply have not exported the footage. Hold on, you guys. I'm gonna put my trash over here. Way easier. Okay, that's better. So I just haven't uploaded the footage, but I'm gonna do that today along with publish this video. I have about an hour to spend with you guys today, and last night I was going to just publish like a video that I had already recorded, like a nail art video. But I didn't want to do that because I really do want to use this opportunity to hold myself as accountable as I possibly can. Hold on, you guys. There's some gel polish I need to clean up. Okay. So I didn't do that, but I was literally falling asleep last night while I was working. And I'm so serious, like this little ceramic thing almost got broken so many times. I would like literally be holding it. Luckily it has a hole on the bottom, so when I would put it in the lamp, I would just like hold it on my finger like that. And I want to tell you guys about, so this is kind of what I decided to do for the day 3 and day 4, which is today. I had gotten these little Santa sculptures to go into my gingerbread house, which I showed you guys. I went everywhere looking for the perfect Santa. I went to Hobby Lobby, I went to Michael's, I went to Walmart, I went to Walgreens, I went everywhere. And I had to go to work. Well, I couldn't find the perfect Santa for my my gingerbread house rather. So eventually I ended up, I actually was like, what if I found like some type of treasure store? And somebody else gave me some really good advice too. They said I should check for like into those shops that do the trains, like the train stations and stuff, because they have a lot of little knickknacks and stuff for the trains because they're all very small. And anyways, so I couldn't find the perfect Santa. I was looking everywhere, and then I looked up this treasure store, and on one of the photos, weirdly, this place just opened like a month ago, and on one of the photos, it had the perfect Santa, and I was like, oh my God, I need that Santa. So I was like, it was like Friday or Saturday, and the store didn't open again until Monday. So I had to wait until Monday, and then Monday I went to work because they opened at the same time that I had to work. So I went to work, and then I went there, and I couldn't find the little Santa. I found tons of other little Santas, but there were a couple, but they were not what I needed. I needed a classic like Santa. So then I asked them, like, do you guys still have this one that was on your Google? And they're like, oh no, that one's sold. So then I was going to work one day, and it just dawned on me. There was a thought that I had, and it was like, check at Dollar General, because I even went to Dollar Tree. And so then I followed my instincts, and I'm like, okay, let me go to, I know y'all probably don't care about any of this, and I'm like, let me go to Dollar General. So I went to Dollar General, thank God they actually had what I needed. So I found myself a little Santa for my house. Isn't he adorable? I almost like, I'm not even I'm not even capping on y'all. I almost went back to see if they had, like, to a different Dollar General to see if they actually had a black one, as crazy as that sounds. Not that particularly I would have bought it, but I always want to know, like, and then I'm like, maybe I can make him like a medium color. But what's so funny about him is that his his eyebrows, I mean, what is that supposed to be like? What is that blue line above his eyes? Because I was going to say that's his eyebrows, but I guess it's not. I don't know. Maybe it's just to draw more, like it's a line of color just to give the eyes more depth. But at first I thought he had on like blue eyebrows, but no, I see he has white eyebrows. But anyway, so he's the perfect size. Because you know how Santa's pretty big. So, and then look what else I found. This I found at the treasure store, and it's so perfect. And I also found this at the treasure store, and I thought this was absolutely perfect, especially because it has the Christmas tree, which I know there's mixed opinions about that, but even the angel wings and everything like that. So before I found the Santa that I needed and that I wanted, I went to the little treasure store, and that's where I picked up this, which I thought was so cute. But I want to paint this because I do like how it looks, but I want to customize it. I'm not sure, and then there's this one, which I thought was so cute. I wish this water was not yellow, but that's inevitable. It always happens with time. So, and it has snow in there. But yeah, so this is this one, and I thought that was pretty cute. I'm not sure if I'll use it. Ooh. And then I found this at Dollar General as well, and I really like it because it has the iridescent glitter, which is a fan fave. And I hate all of this though. Like, how sloppy. I guess this is why I was at Dollar General. So I need to paint over that. But for now, I want to paint this one. And so, yeah, that's what we're doing. I know it's pretty boring. Well, I can't say it's boring. Maybe it might be boring for y'all, honestly. But I kind of just wanted to get this done, and I still want to follow my commitments of doing Vlogmas. So I thought maybe I could show you guys, because I know I told you in one of my previous videos about how I exercise my artistic talent in other ways besides on nails. And so I thought I would show you guys, especially since it is Vlogmas, how you can kind of use your nail products on other things. A lot of people, you'll be surprised. I saw one lady, she was obsessed with fixing things around her house using like acrylic and base coat gel. And so, I've made tons of stuff. I've made so many things using these products. And also, some of my gels are getting very old. Like, I've been doing this since 2020. So some of them are nearly 6 years old, which means they're expired. So when I do nail art projects like this, it kind of forces me to use colors I might not use every day. And throughout that process, I'm able to see like if the products are any good anymore or if they're not. But so let me tell you guys a little spoiler. I was so excited to start this and finish it that I don't know why I did this, honestly, but I did not start off with base coat on the entire little statue. So what happened was, this also kind of slowed me down last night. And I just want to use this video as an opportunity to talk to you guys about what I like to talk about, which is just insight, giving you guys insight on what to expect, what not to expect, and things like that. So working on this, I knew that if I didn't go in with a base or try to buff it if I could, and I didn't want to do that. So I knew if I didn't go in with a base, the gel might not stick. And then, of course, when I did the first layer, it didn't stick. So I had to go back and basically start over, which that was on this part, the blanket. And when I did that, finally got it to stick. And I'm like, why didn't I do that the first time? But, you know, and regardless, it doesn't like, the surface is not really prepped for the gel to attach to it. So it's been a little bit of a tedious process. And also, I love doing videos like this and also practicing art like this, because I can tell you guys some of the things that are easy to forget that I wish I could always remember. And gosh darn it, I just forgot what I was gonna tell y'all. Oh, one of those things is always, when you're doing nail art, you go in. I'll talk about me. I'll go in with a positive perspective and very optimistic and confident. And what ends up happening a lot of times, if it's something that I haven't done before, like I've never painted ceramic with these products before. So in that case, I usually end up doing something and it doesn't work out the way I envisioned, and then, or it works out the way I envisioned, but I'm in denial about it. And then I have to go back to the drawing board, and that is exhausting, because last night I was so tired, but I was like, I can at least get this filmed and done. I'll do a little time lapse. I'll put a little audio over it, and that will be Vlogmas day 3. But I also kind of do want to hold myself accountable to be on camera each and every single day if I can. And last night it dawned on me that I was looking busted and disgusted, and I was still willing to get on camera. But I'll tell y'all, this is really what happened. Okay. I had a long day. I was totally mentally prepared. I got home, both of my filming cameras were dead. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I couldn't have been better prepared. And then I was starving because I had barely eaten all day. So we made some food. I was like, okay, I got some food. Now I'm going to be able to be productive. But I was just tired, And when it dawned on me, like after I got the phones, after I got the cameras set up and I got them charged and everything, it dawned on me like, girl, you haven't done anything to yourself today. You look like crap. And I'm like, oh fuck. So that pretty much just sealed the deal. I'm gonna cure this a little, like one more time, just because I want to make sure that it's falling in the trash. No, I'm just kidding. That it's fully cured. Also, I wanted to talk to you guys about Thanksgiving, because I don't think I did, and I am like, I'm cooking for. I think I'm gonna cook the same exact. Well, not the same exact, but a majority of everything that I cooked for Thanksgiving. I think I'm gonna also cook for Christmas, which is traditional, right? But oh my god, I finally roasted my own turkey. It was a 16-pound turkey, and it turned out amazing. I'm talking about falling off every bone. And I was just like, I knew I had what it took. So I did that, and now I'm gonna tell y'all everything I made. I made cornbread stuffing, but it wasn't that good. It was my first time making it, and I failed. What else did I make? I'm gonna tell y'all the things in the order of the way that I probably played it. So, and some of the things y'all gonna be like, why did you make both of those? But I always do, because it's just me. Okay, so I made the cornbread stuffing, but it wasn't that good. I didn't do that good on it. And then I made, what else did I make? We're gonna use this color. Heart glow. What else did I make? I made collard greens, which I don't know. I need to have a conversation with a few people who got experience when it comes to cooking greens, because the recipe I followed was pretty bland, and I ended up seasoning the hell out my greens. But I've observed that you're really not supposed to do that, because they're just greens. But I don't know if like you're not supposed to. That's what I want to talk and see, like, is it more commonplace to season them less, or is it more commonplace to season the hell out of them? And so also one thing I would like to know is it better to have more liquid in the pot and like or is it better to have less liquid in the pot? So those are some things I would like to know. So I did collard greens, and I also did, let me zoom in so y'all can see better. What else did I do? I did collard. Okay, I did mashed potatoes. Oh my god, literally my favorite mashed potatoes I've ever made in my entire life. They were so freaking good. I made them so good. So definitely really enjoyed that. And then I made macaroni and cheese. Y'all already knew. Yes, you do have to make mashed potatoes and macaroni. And yes, I understand it's a lot of starch and all that, but that's neither here nor there. Oof, thank God I got that off because that would have cured. So I made mashed potatoes, I made macaroni, I made greens, turkey, cornbread stuffing, cranberry sauce, deviled eggs, banana pudding. Oh, 7-layer dip and a cheese ball, which I failed at that recipe. And cranberry sauce. Oh, candy yams, of course. I made candy yams and they was oof, so fucking good. So fucking good. I kind of actually doubled the candied recipe by accident. I didn't really need to. So yeah. And yeah, I think I made cornbread, dinner rolls. I didn't make the dinner rolls, but I warmed those up. I think that was everything, but it was overall it came out to about I think 12 dishes. And yeah, it was amazing. It was really, really awesome. It was, I really enjoyed, this was my first Thanksgiving home in a long time. And then also, it was the first Thanksgiving that I cooked in a long time. So, like 3 or 4 years. And it was so good. And I was so happy to have what I would consider like, I know it's only traditional to me, right? Because every culture is different. Like Hispanics love eating tacos and enchiladas on Thanksgiving. But for me, it was just so amazing to have that classic. Now, there were things that I could have made like green bean casserole, some type of corn. One thing that I would normally make, but I didn't make this year was the broccoli cheddar casserole, which is basically like broccoli cheddar rice. I did not make that. And one thing I really wanted to try to make was Parmesan crusted Brussels sprouts, but I did not do those. So I had a lot of stuff on my list. And now that I think about it, I might swap some of those things out swap out some of the stuff I made and make different things that I wanted to make. My original plan for Thanksgiving would have probably cost me easily like $1,000 with everything I wanted to make. But yeah, I spent quite a bit on the food for Thanksgiving, and I really am proud of myself that I've finally learned how to roast a turkey. And I'm at the point in my like accomplishment that I'm like, okay, maybe it would be a good investment to buy turkey more often and just cook the whole turkey. And then, freeze what I don't eat right away and have some in there for meals or use it to make deli meat and stuff like that, which is amazing because I never have been able to make a turkey before. So now that I know how, I have more. I've broadened my palate, so to speak. All right, so we got the bulbs done. So the tree, I'm going to add a little bit of depth in it with a darker green. And that tree is basically done. How do you guys like the statue so far? I'm really actually trying to finish it as soon as possible because I do not want to spend a lot of time on it. Now, the one thing I'm a little concerned about working on is this. It's just gonna be pretty intricate. It seems like somebody like handcrafted this out of clay, it looks like. This is amazing. And then this Santa is detached. He's glued on. And it doesn't have any information. You can't even tell what year it was made or anything. If you're an artist, don't be that way. Just sign your name on it. Put a year on there. We want to know. We want the facts, okay? All right. So I'm gonna use this. This is Royal Green by No Reserve LA. It looks like it's still good. And if the gel polish is not good, you can usually just add like a little bit of acetone and it will be better. So sometimes they get dried out or they get thick and things, but not too big of a deal. All right. Now, I will say if I do plan to continue doing my videos like this, I would probably get pretty lonely because I don't get your guys' feedback throughout the nail art process, which is a little unsettling. Man, I gotta tell y'all a little story. I'm annoyed. I'm still mad. Sometimes things happen and I don't know if I should just let it go or if I should press the issue. But there's this place that I really enjoyed eating because they would have like, oh my God, they have some of the best kind of like home cooked meal, but it's a cafe. And this morning I was there and I ordered and then like I was sitting there waiting for like 5 or 6 minutes and then someone pulled up behind me and then one of the ladies comes to the window, not the woman who originally took my order and helped me because I was in the drive-thru and she's like, she doesn't even say hi or anything. And at this place, I always get a little annoyed when I go there because they give you the checkbook at the window and then they walk away. And I usually sign it and like I'll sit there and hold it until they come get it. But after being there so many times, it's like you'll end up holding it for quite some time. So I have gotten to the point where I just set it like on my window, like on the ledge of my door underneath. I don't know how to explain it, but it just hangs right there, like where my window is. And so the lady comes and she's like, she doesn't say hi or anything. Mind you, I'm just waiting for a couple of tacos, nothing fancy here. And she's like, she doesn't say hello. She doesn't say good morning, nothing. She doesn't say, oh, cute dog or nothing. And she's just like, yeah, can you just go ahead and pull up or park in the front so we can bring you your order when it's ready? And I'm just thinking like, well, how long is this supposed to take? Because it's just tacos, but that's not my job to speculate. I mean, she asked me to move. So I'm like, and so then I'm like, all right, whatever. So I start to go. And then she's like, can you hand me that tray? Talking about the checkbook. And I'm like, and I hand it to her. I don't give that female reaction because clearly one of us is intelligent and one of us isn't. I'm just kidding. But I was just I know y'all are probably like, okay, what's the point of the story? Like, hello. All right. So I get my tacos finally. And I don't wait long. I mean, I'm hungry as hell. These tacos, well, I had ordered 2, but I only ate 1. It was cold. And I'm just thinking like, bruh, I just sat up here and waited so long for y'all to bring me some cold tacos. And I'm not satisfied. I'm not. Because if the bean and cheese, I got 1 bean and cheese and 1 bean, egg, and cheese. If the bean and cheese one was cold, I know for a fact the egg, bean, and cheese one is going to be cold. So I don't want to eat cold eggs. So I had to throw it away. But I'm just annoyed because part of me, like, wants to call them and be like, listen, this is unacceptable. Like, I need half of my money back at least. And then another part of me is like, it's not even about the money. Like, I don't care about that. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe I can leave a review. And and at that point, I'm just kind of like, I don't even feel like dealing with this. I'm just going to drop it. It doesn't even matter. But it does matter because I really enjoyed eating there. And now every time I go there, it's just so bad. I mean, but such is life, you know, it is what it is. So that was my experience this morning when I tried to get myself something to eat, and it was pretty trashy. Does it look like it's lagging? No, it's not lagging. At least not at this moment. So yeah, I think that looks fine. I don't think we need to add too much to it. But yeah, I have tons of stories. I never know what kind of stories you guys like to hear because I have all types of stories. Um, I usually try to talk about things that are constructive. And even if it's something that's kind of like negative, I try to frame it in a positive light and, you know, well, I guess that would be considered reframing it in a positive light. But I don't know. Okay, how's that look for you guys? You think it looks good? I think I'm going to do a little more dark green under here because this is like a shadowy area. I am so excited about this gingerbread house. You guys have no idea. I haven't done any decorations. Okay, so I'm going to tell you more about my day yesterday. So I know I keep telling you guys, oh, I was tired and that was the end of the day and I had all this other stuff. But I had to work in the morning and then I came home for the afternoon and then I had to work again for the rest of the like late afternoon and the evening. And in the early afternoon when I got home, I was ready to film. But my kids were working on school, so that kind of, you know, was bittersweet. And then I was outside and I have lots of plants that needed to be pruned because I have to start preparing them for the winter because it's getting a little colder and I want to make sure I'm prepared. Um, well, I ended up out there for like basically about an hour and a half or so. And once I got done, I sat here to like try to do something productive. And I was just so tired. Like my brain was tired. So I went to lay down and took like not a nap, but I just rested my eyes. And then I had to go back to work. And it was just the longest day ever. But today is Thursday. Okay. Oh, today is going to be really good. I think I might try to film multiple Vlogmas days today if I can, because I think that would be wonderful for me. All right. So you guys see I got some green on the finger. I don't know what we're going to do about that. And like right here, I got some red on the blanket, but I'm thinking I'm not going to worry too much about that kind of stuff. I'm really enjoying how it's coming out. And I like that it looks a little rustic, but also not. And I really like that. I'm probably going to do this like a gold color, but we'll have to put yellow underneath it first. So I have yellow. This is one of my all-time favorites, Just a Flirt by No Reserve LA. And then we have Perfect Gold by Madam Glam. Hopefully this yellow is still good. And if it's not, I'm going to be putting some acetone in it. So I'm also kind of trying to do like one area and then switch to a totally different area. That way, my vision doesn't get like, you know how, like, I don't want to think too hard about it. I want it to be kind of free spirited. And I feel like if I go in a specific order, if I go item after like part after part after part, it will be, I don't know how to explain it, but like I don't want to do the hands right this minute, you know, or the stem of the tree or the wings. I want to skip over to something totally different than what I was just working on to kind of give myself like a little bit of a decompression moment. All right. Oh, fuck. I just ruined my outfit. Isn't that marvelous? All right. Hold on, y'all. This is the first time I'm wearing it and I just ruined it. I'm depressed. Hold on. Oh my God. think I should be able to get it out with acetone, huh? Gel polish. It just spilled on me. Oh man, my life is miserable. Like, who spills something yellow on a white outfit? Oh, I am depressed. All right. Well, anyways, I don't know if I should put acetone on it or not. It looks like it's working a little bit. Look. Oh my, I'm so depressed. All right, let me go try to put some soap and water on it. I'll be right back. Oh my God. Y'all, the struggle. Okay. I got most of it out somewhat. I'm not gonna stress about it because I thrifted this outfit, but I am freaking mad. Like, look at it. I'm just gonna act like it never happened. All right, so hold on, you guys. All right, now what was I telling y'all? I want to know what I was telling y'all. Okay. Now, anyways, I'm trying to get this gel polish to be a little thinner. That's why I had to add acetone to it, and it spilled. It's spilling. I'm depressed. I know I got another yellow I could have used instead of. Look at this. It's spilling everywhere. I don't know. I think the acetone got around the rim, and it started to take the paint off of the rim, and it's starting to spill out. That's what's happening. Okay. That's fine. Accidents happen. That's why we thrift our clothes. I'm just teasing. Okay, and that's what I'm telling myself to make myself feel better because now I gotta go look for this outfit again. Like, are you kidding me? Actually, I have a dress like this, and it's the same design as this dress. Well, not the same, but very, very almost the same. It's just a little longer. This one is a little like a romper. The other one is actually a dress, but so I know I can find more clothes like this at some point. It's needless to say, but this is my first time ever wearing it, and it's pretty. I mean, this is super pretty, so I'm pretty sad. Oh well, what can you do? So, this is why I don't live stream because I don't handle stress very well. You know how I handle my stress? A little coffee. A little coffee can go a long, 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 long way. Yes. And yeah, so I told y'all about how to thin your paint. I'm going to show y'all now that this paint's not spilling everywhere anymore. Oh, and if you're wondering why I need yellow and gold, it's because I'm going to put a base coat first. You should put a solid color underneath the gold just to make sure. Like, I'll give you guys an example. This is what I want to talk to you guys about yesterday. This is the guava soda by Born Pretty that we unboxed recently. This is with the application without a base layer, and it is pretty, but it just doesn't look complete. And so then I did with an actual base layer, which I used some pinkish color. That I don't have near me right now for some reason. I'm not sure why that would be because I don't know where it is, but I used a pinkish color. Next, I want to use a brownish color because it's sort of a brown color, and then the cat eye effect is a pink color. But what I did was put like a pinkish color under it, and so now I don't think it looks as true to life as it would. Also, I want to try it over white polish and black polish to see how it differs and stuff like that. So anyways, back to what we were doing. So yeah, I'm pretty boring, you guys. I just want to be here to be company to you guys, or to share you guys insight that you can only get from people who have experience with nail products, you guys can feel free at any time to comment and ask me questions, things like that. And I would like to know if you guys are doing anything special for the holiday season, as far as like decorating, or what you'll be cooking, or if you have like any special traditions. This is going to be the first year that we build a Christmas cross instead of having a Christmas tree. And I'm really excited about that. I used to go to church with this woman who was just a godsend to me. And she told me about how her and her family started doing, well, her and her husband started doing Christmas cross, and they make it look so pretty. And I really like that idea. So I'm going to do that. For the past few years, we haven't had a Christmas tree. And the last Christmas tree that we did have, I threw it in the trash. And I think there's something about, like, just visualize with me for a moment. Visualize everybody, let's just say, in our minds, our small minds. Let's just visualize everybody with Christmas trees, and then everybody that is happy, or that has family, or that celebrates, or that has enough money, the list goes on. They are the ones that have the. Now this, you got to cure. One thing I've noticed with doing it on this ceramic is that it has to cure for a while. So I'm going to cure this. So you imagine, just say, again, we're doing a little visualization. So everything's not going to be true to life. But you just close your eyes and just imagine Christmas, and everyone just Christmas trees and Christmas trees and Christmas trees. But then imagine the polar opposite of that, which is, well, you have people who don't celebrate or don't believe in the spirit of the season. And then you also have people who can't afford it. And you also have people who don't have family, or don't have the circumstances. Maybe they don't have a home, or they don't have any resources to be a part of the Christmas tree trend during the season. So vision that. And then now, just with those two scenarios, kind of separate from them, and as an extension of them, visualize, how you would feel if you were the person without, and you went into a home. Let's just try to keep it as hypothetical as possible. You went into a home with a family, and they had a Christmas tree, and and then just, again, I just want you guys to visualize. This is kind of we're not really focused on the greater whole. We're focused on the lesser of the greater whole. The lesser of the whole. So you're just, imagine, for me, I'm just someone who, I don't have anything, I'd be lucky to have a 3 squares a day on a normal day, let alone a holiday. And somebody just invited me to their Christmas celebration at home, at their home. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Christmas trees. I'm not saying that. So y'all don't be going and running with what I'm saying. But imagine you go to a home, they have a Christmas tree. Great. Millions and billions and trillions of people are going to have that. And then imagine an alternate reality where, instead of going to the home with the Christmas tree, you go to a home with a Christmas cross. And for me, in my psychology, and this is broad, I feel like if I was faced with those two scenarios under those circumstances, which I have been in the shoes that I'm referring to before, so it's not hard for me to visualize it. But I just imagine that in that moment, when I go to the house with the Christmas cross, I'm going to feel that spirit of the season, in my opinion, a little bit more than I would if I went to hold on, y'all, I can't see. If I went to a house with a Christmas tree, and again, I'm not saying anything's wrong with Christmas trees. Don't take this out of context. But I just imagine like when I see the Christmas cross that I would be like instantly reminded of the actual reason for the season. And I feel that if I were to walk into a house that had, or a home that had a Christmas tree, I feel like I would feel more segregated and like alone because, I don't know if you guys kind of get the picture that I'm painting, but there's something so encouraging about the Spirit of God, in my opinion. And when I think of just walking into a home and seeing a Christmas cross, it's like a instant reminder, like you are where you're supposed to be, or God sees you, or you're not alone, or just keep the faith, as opposed to when I see a Christmas tree, I kind of psychologically associate that with gifts or Christmas, the holiday season. I don't really associate it with the spirit of the purpose of the holiday. He is risen. You get me? So I don't know, y'all. I'm just talking to you guys about random, stuff. But for me, I'm really excited to see how I feel with that Christmas cross and just having that daily reminder throughout this season of what the season is truly supposed to mean. I'll use an example. It's going to be a crazy example. Some people might not like it. But yesterday, my daughter was like thinking about what she would want to get for her friend for Christmas. And she's like, I can get her a K-pop Demon Slayer, something, something, something. I'm just like, that's not what the season is about. Like, you need to make something handmade. You need to make something like, I didn't say it like that, but I was in my mind. I'm like, girl, you got a lot of nerve. But I just don't personally want to normalize that. I also don't like when people try to make it too much about Jesus during Christmas, and they don't understand like, one, I don't want to mock Jesus by acting one way when it's quote unquote his birthday, versus acting another way when it's not the season. So I try to always be in a spirit of giving and always be in a spirit of thanksgiving and everything. But I don't want to make it too much about Jesus, in the sense that I don't want it to become like a cliche thing where it's like, it's kind of like on the New Year's where it's like, oh yeah, new year, new me. And then 2 weeks later, you're the same person you were for the last 10 years. And I kind of feel like that about, keeping Jesus in the season, but also not limiting, like do y'all get what I'm saying? Like, I know there's someone who's listening that gets what I'm saying, but I want to have a balance. I want to have a balance of celebration of what some would consider a pagan holiday, and a celebration of what other would consider quote unquote Jesus's birthday, or the day that his birthday is celebrated, and so on and so forth. So that's that. But anyways, how do y'all like this halo? We got to add some depth in there. I think we had to add some black or something, some brown, probably brown, to add a little depth. But it's hard for me to communicate when I'm speaking on things that I know that some people get very offended by, just because I don't want to offend anybody, and I don't want anyone. Sometimes you can say something. We're going to probably try to use this dark chocolate because it's a cat eye gel. I don't like to talk about things that I know people may take offense to, just for the fact that I don't want to offend anyone, or like it's unnecessary problems sometimes. But I don't want to like not be myself, and talk about things that are going on in my life and like my perspective. And you never know, that we live in a society these days where it's very commonplace to try to mute everybody, or try to have one voice, one opinion across the board. And for me, my life's not like that. I'm entitled to my own opinions, and so is everybody else. And I respect that. But I also don't take open invitations or make open opportunities to stir up any chaos or any, you know, segregation and things like that. But I just wanted to paint a little picture of how I kind of envision what it will be like to have a Christmas cross. I've never had one, so I don't know. I'm just talking to you guys, and I don't have an opinion on a lot of the things I talk about. I just have a perspective. So perspectives change all the time. They evolve based on knowledge and experience. Opinions, not my thing. Not my thing at all. So, all right. I'm just cleaning up a little, you guys. How are you guys enjoying hanging out with me? It's I was watching this lady. I felt horrible for her. But I was watching this lady, and she had started a YouTube channel with one of her friends, but it turns out that her and her friend have like stark contrast in perspectives when it comes to certain things. And also one of them is more passionate about the endeavor than the other one, which is understandable. So they stopped doing the channel together. So the lady is pretty much on there by herself, and she always says how lonely she gets when she's streaming, because when you're live, you know, you're just sitting in a studio essentially in front of lights and a camera. And I remember when I used to do my YouTube videos, and I would film, like, especially when I had when I would film for my personal channel, especially, one of my friends told me, he's like, can you take those AirPods off? Like, why are you always wearing AirPods? And I was like, no, I need my AirPods. Like, I need them. And when you're streaming live, I don't really know if it's that easy to, use your, like, listen to music while you're streaming, because you're actively engaging, you have a show, so on and so forth. But she's like, it's just so lonely. She's like, it would be nice if I could actually talk to you guys. And I'm like, girl, I know exactly how you feel. It can get so lonely behind the camera. And I think that's one thing that also sort of keeps me away from, pursuing this endeavor 100%, is just the understanding that it's lonely. It's lonely. You have to have a lot of charisma to be able to do this, and you have to be pretty goal oriented in the sense that, when you do live shows, you have to script your show ahead of time. You have to plan it all out. There's just a lot that goes into every aspect of all of this, but it's totally worth it in the end. So what should I do? I'm still working on this halo. That's needless to say, but I'm wondering what I should do about this. I guess this is supposed to be like some kind of pillow blanket. And then this, to me, it looks like it's supposed to be hay, but I don't know. So of course, see, those are the opportunities where when you are live, though, I can say it is a little less bitter than when you're filming to publish, at least these styles of videos, because I don't have your guys' feedback right away. At least when you are streaming, you can get like instant feedback and stuff. But yeah, so those are things to consider if you want to do this, because I always envision, like, man, if I could just sit at my desk and just do the work, it would pay off. But it's just a lot. There's a lot you got to take into consideration all the time. So anyways, you guys are about to watch me eat because I'm starving. So that looks better already. It's not so gold. That Perfect Gold by Madam Glam is good, but I personally really love the Gold Addict by Nail Reserve LA. They are very similar, but the Nail Reserve LA is a little more rich, and this one from Madam Glam is a little more like very shiny, and it has a little bit of a white a white or a silver undertone. I mean, I don't want to say silver, but I guess you could say white. It's fine. And when you every time I use it, I always end up having to accommodate it by adding depth to it. For some reason, the one by the Gold Addict by No Reserve LA, that one, it's got depth already. So, all right. All right. So look at how's that look. It looks way better. Oh my. Okay. Let's stop. All right. So got that done. We're going to do a little bit more and then I have to leave and go to work. I got to get changed and then go to work. So this is what I'm eating. It's got turkey, bacon, cheese, egg, blueberry, English muffin, slaps. Mm-hmm. After I got done getting ready and I did my lipstick, which was the last thing I did. Sorry, I shouldn't talk my muffle, but I realized that I didn't eat yet. So I was like, you know what? They're gonna have to see me eat because I'm gonna have to eat before I leave. But I saved it till the end. And when I tell you that food is, I'm gonna tell y'all the secret. I swear, if you're watching this video, you gotta try it and tell me. Don't act like you can't message me or email me or comment. You gotta put butter on your English muffins. Okay, this is how it goes. First, you preheat the oven to 420. Then, once it's preheated, you put the bread in. English muffins, buttered thoroughly with a drop, like a dime or a nickel size of honey. And put them in the oven. Turn the oven off. Turn the broiler on. Leave them in there for about 3 minutes. Girl, I haven't told anyone this, so I'm telling y'all exclusively. You will not regret if you fucking try it. I swear. Actually, I made a breakfast sandwich for someone. They told me it was the best sandwich they've ever had in their entire life. And the lady is like 45 or 50. So don't knock it till you try it. You gotta try it. All right. I kind of want to make this. Okay, I think I'm just going to do this. I'm going to make this way easy. We're going to move way fast because I want to finish something. So, and now that I got a damn bite to eat, oh my God, I feel so much better already. So let's go ahead. Now I'm not going to make this mistake. Let's base coat first because I'm not trying to sit here all day. I was being so ignorant last night. Even after I did the blanket and it didn't work, I didn't bother base coating anything. I just kept painting. And then that's why this looks kind of discolored right there because that's where the polish peeled because it didn't fully cure. But whatever. Anyways, and then also reason why I don't really want to base coat it first is because I don't want to lose the ridges. The gel will just what does it do? It just like it will gather in the crevices, and when it does that, it kind of takes away from the texture. So that's kind of why I avoided it to begin with. But I mean, would I rather lose texture and not be able to, lose texture and be able to achieve the look I'm going for? Yes, I would rather do that than to sit there for 35 hours trying to be stubborn. So, might not have as much depth as we want, but it's okay. Oh my God, you guys. I want to know what y'all cooked for Thanksgiving. I want to know what I should have cooked that I didn't cook because I need y'all to interact with me because I'm bored. I'm bored and I'm lonely. And this is why. Hold on. I'm so terrible. I feel it's a little hard to bridge the gap between being successful with these and not, because like getting lonely when you do this, nobody goes into this with that mentality of like, you have to be self motivated. You have to have, like I said, charisma. You have to be able to enjoy your own company and enjoy being lonely from time to time, if not all the time. I'm doing a assignment taking care of this one dog, and the dog's owner, he's an older guy. I think he's in like his 60s, and I'm pretty sure he's single. I mean, I've never seen a woman around or any. I know for a fact he doesn't have a woman around. But when I go take care of his dog, well, you can tell like he's pretty happy, like his dog is happy, he's happy that he has his dog, and he takes good care of his dog, and he takes good care of his home, and he lives very minimalistic. I mean, but not like in poverty minimalistic. I'm just saying like he has a lot of nice things that are resourceful and useful. He doesn't just have like a lot of junk, or he doesn't have a lot of hobby items, or it's just, your bare necessities that you need from day to day in order to live a lively life. And I was just thinking like, this is just so amazing to see the fruits of someone who just enjoys their own company and does the finer things for themselves. Like, you would think he had a woman in his life. Maybe he has a good mom or something. I don't know. But probably does have a good mom. I don't know how to explain it, you guys. If you know, you know. But all I'm saying is that there's a special kind of person that you have to be in order to find pleasure in things like this. Like, and you can be successful without that if you just basically do what everyone else does, or copy the next person, or have none of your own ideas. It happens every day. But I think about how much I love to create, and this is all just part of me being me. And you have to be willing and able to be yourself in order to be in this space and be successful. So and there are some people that just like, they just drink, like they just, when you drink, when you consume alcohol, it loosens you up a bit, and you're able to take the edge off. And I used to do that, like just not really on my nails channel, but on my personal channel, like years ago, I would drink first, and then I would get on there, and it just took the edge off. It felt a little more easy, or a little more comfortable. But then it was unrealistic to manage, because it got to the point where I'm like, okay, am I going to drink every single time I film? Because I've seen people like that in the Hollywood industry. I mean, in the industry and in Hollywood. And no, you don't want to be one of those people either. So yeah, I decided that that wasn't the best thing for me. So, that's what I mean when I say it is challenging. You have to have it in you. So I always think I'm always thankful for everyone who finds enjoyment in my videos and really enjoys spending the time with me, and so on and so forth. So thank you guys. All right, so we're just going in with another layer of the dark chocolate, because I want it to look a little more scrumptious, and I think it's looking amazing. Okay, let me not do that. I'm so traumatized by how I ruined my dress. I'm still on edge about it. All right, I don't think we're gonna get an effect out of it. The polish is not thick enough, so not gonna worry about that. All right, so we got that part done. I'm actually gonna put a little bit of gold on top of that, to make it look more polished. Hold on, let me see. All right. And while I am on here, before I do go, because I'm about to leave. I'm about to. I don't know how to dance, y'all. No, I'm just kidding. If I didn't know how to dance, nobody will ever know because I'm too shy. I'm too shy. It's not that I don't know how to dance, it's that I'm too shy. Even if I knew how to dance like the baddest bee, I probably still wouldn't want anyone to know. I want to talk to you guys about calculated risk and understanding that sometimes you need to stop being so hard on ourselves. We take risks, and if they're calculated and we have a trajectory when we take our risks, then we will prosper with ease. But if we never take those risks and we never calculate those risks in order to take them, then we'll always be in a state of, I don't want to say complacency. Maybe I can just say a sense of stagnance. So, this year for me has been a year where I have invested in ways that I wouldn't normally. I've invested into, taking some downtime for myself and, mentally and physically preparing for the endeavors that I'm going to pursue. So, hold on. And it's so good that you can eat it cold. Not cold out of the fridge, but like room temperature, But man, I ruined this dress. Don't let people discourage you from taking risks when you have calculated the risks versus the rewards. Sometimes people will see what you do and they will think of their ability to achieve what you have in mind for yourself. And sometimes we might want to go after something and we perceive our own limitations without being mindful that if we pray and we ponder, that we have more tenacity and we're more likely to achieve no matter what. So, those are kind of some things that I've been focusing on this year is one, calculated risks, and two, really not expecting anyone to understand or even feeling the need to explain anything that I'm working on, because those are my calculated risks. That's part of my calculated risk. I'm sort of doing like a cool down period. In the industry, any celebrity industry, like if someone, I guess you could even say something like, when artists go on tour, or even sometimes in the legal system when they have a trial and they finish the trial and they still have people they need to prosecute. They might not prosecute them right away, or God damn it, I'm forgetting what I'm saying. Whatever. Anyways, it doesn't matter. I'm tired of talking about it. Y'all get what I'm saying, because if you do, it's because you don't have to explain what's understood. But overall, don't worry about what other people's opinions are. Don't even feel the need to inform them of every move you make, because like I was talking to my son yesterday and I was telling him about, he wants to work one place and I was telling him, he was making burgers and I was telling him, you got to do it the same time every time and be efficient and reliable, because if you get a second job and you work at a burger spot, you want to be able to perform. And he's like, talking about the first job that he wants to get. He's like, no, if I work at that place, they won't allow me to work anywhere else. And I'm just like, first off, is that in the contractual agreement in writing, or like, how does that work? Because that sounds like a bit too much for me. Like, you're not going to control my life just because you're my employer. And then I was telling him, well, first off, you wouldn't go to your to that job and tell them about your other job. Like, it's not, again, is it required or what? Like, what's happening? But you know, his first reaction was instantly to tell me that the other place wouldn't allow him to work anywhere else. And I'm just thinking, like, so what? You're going to allow them to control your entire life and all your goals because you work for them? Like, I don't get that. You would not do that. You would just go ahead, tell them whatever they want to hear, and then go do what the fuck you're going to do regardless, because it's your life. You know, you got your own goals. So, you know, just like I told him that's basically what I'm saying is, but and I didn't tell him, but you know, you got to fake it till you make it sometimes. So, okay. How does that look? So beautiful. All right. Let's cure. This is like the cutest little, I cannot wait for you guys to see my gingerbread house. So I'm glad I got this done early. I think later I might actually just go ahead and work on my gingerbread house, because I haven't worked on it in over a week and it's already December 4th. I need to get this done. But these are the things that I want to finish before I work on it, because I want to get these done so that I can go ahead and achieve my end goal, which is to finish the damn house. Not even anywhere. I don't say I'm not anywhere close. I know I'll be close when I put the top level onto it. Once I put the top level onto it, there's like no going back from there, you know? So I'm going to use this. This was a special by Madam Glam. It's called Aspen Glam. And you guys saw me unbox that in the 2023 advent calendar from Madam Glam. I'm just going to tell you guys too, because I know I do have some of my loyal supporters that watch my videos, and I do not collaborate with Madam Glam anymore. I don't mind sharing the products that I use from them and everything, and I wouldn't even mind buying some of their products, but I'll probably never collaborate with them again, just because so this is a example of a calculated risk. I think my decision not to work with them anymore, because in 2024 I was collaborating with this one girl, and then it didn't end well, and then they ended up collaborating with her because she was collaborating with me, and I was okay with that. It wasn't a big deal, but they ended up giving her an advent calendar and I didn't get one, which was okay. I didn't care about that, but they gave her like a lot. First off, she didn't have she was brand new to doing nails. Basically, I inspired her to do nails. Before that, she was doing hair and makeup. Well, they gave her some really good collabs, like the Easter egg collab, and they gave her the advent calendar for 2024, I believe. And I didn't care. I don't mind. But me and her stopped interacting, stopped working together, and they just stopped contacting me, and they kept working with her. And I just was bewildered by that, but I still didn't care because it doesn't matter to me. I don't make commissions off of those products anyways. Like, I don't promote them. I don't sell them. I just share them, which is all I'm willing to do. And, so I guess it kind of was my fault too, because when me and her stopped working together, I kind of like, I don't remember I think it was not too long after me and her stopped working together that I found out that my friend had, ended her own life. So I wasn't really worried about working with them anyways, because I wasn't even in the space to work with them. 23? Was that 23? That must have been 23 actually. I don't know. I think it was 23 though. Or 20. No, it had to been 24. And all right. Well, anyways. Um so I didn't care. It wasn't that big of a deal. I was going through grief and I couldn't perform. I just was going through grief for the first time ever. I had experienced like that type of grief and I had never experienced that before. And then out of nowhere, the next year, they like wanted me back on board. Well, ironically, she like flopped, in my opinion. I don't know. It's just my opinion. But, well, you can only flop. She didn't flop because she never rose. So I guess it wasn't a flop. It was just that she wanted to do something that somebody else was passionate about, in my opinion. And when it was time for her to extend her her passion for the craft, she didn't have the passion, so she couldn't follow through. That's my opinion. But they stopped working with her, and then before long, they were contacting me to work with me again. And so I'm like, okay, whatever, I'll work with y'all. And so I did, and then out of nowhere, I don't know. They send a lot of products, which I do enjoy. Like, I think it's really cool because I can share it with you guys and it's cool to have some products and stuff. But that's not the reason why I do this. You know, it's not my agenda to, I don't care if I have to buy the stuff or if it's given to me or anything, you know. I just really enjoy the act of sharing with you guys and the opportunity to try this stuff, you know, and share my feedback. Like, I really enjoy the experience. I'm not in it for the money or for the reputation or for the affiliation. I don't care about that stuff. Because when I first started and I would care about that kind of stuff, the brands that I would work with sometimes, not saying it was Madam Glam at all, they were really generous and really good to me. That's not a problem. But some of the other brands, they were, no, McCart comes to mind. They was just, no, I couldn't even. And there were some other brands, but McCart, I don't mind throwing them under the bus because I don't like that brand at all. I don't like I don't know if she's still the CEO or anything, but man, that lady, nope. They just really wanted to cash grab. And that's the thing. I'm not into cash grabbing. So, you know, even though Madam Glam would send me a lot of stuff, I'm not cash grabbing y'all. You know, I'm sharing with y'all, but I'm not cash grabbing. And I felt like, I'm not going to say they wanted me to cash grab, but I felt like they wanted me to be a little more aggressive with promoting. And I just wasn't, that's not the basis of my journey. That's not the purpose that I stand for. So yeah, I'll promote or I'll share as much as I'm comfortable. And if I don't, then I don't. And if I do, then I do. And one day they just stopped. They just blocked me, blocked my email. I was sending them like link after link after link, and then it kept sending back to me saying that it failed. So then eventually I'm like, they must have blocked me. So I just went on Instagram and I blocked them, and I never want to work with them again. I like their products. I like their mission statement, but I wish that they would have recognized me for what I have to offer as a artist. And that was kind of why I really strayed away from McCart as well. When I talk about cash grab, you know, imagine you have one influencer on this side of the spectrum and then you have another influencer on that side of the spectrum, and they were promoting both of those influencers all at once. And that's why I say cash grab. And I didn't want to be a part of that. I'm like, some of the girls that got collabs with McCart were like, are you kidding me? Like, you really gave that person a collab? Like, why would you do that? And I didn't want to be affiliated with that. And I kind of feel like that when it comes to Madam Glam. Like, I see what they do. I see the people that they work with. I see the movement, and I recognize it for what it is. And I just want to be working with brands, or a brand that can actually identify with me for my purpose. I have over 300 videos on my YouTube channel. I've been doing this consistently for years. I think the most that I've gone, or that I would typically go without publishing a video, is like 2 weeks, or sometimes up to a month at most. And that's just, it's only happened really one time, and that's through my grief process. But yeah, no, so I just want to make that little PSA for y'all, because I know that some people might wonder, like, why isn't she unboxing from them anymore and stuff? And I don't mind being transparent, and I hope that my transparency helps somebody, and that if you guys feel like kind of similar to how I feel, that you will stand up for what you believe in and how you feel. With that, because I have been a part of so many affiliate programs that I hate, I hated, I am going to be offering my own affiliates program, and it's going to go the way I want it to go. And that's really what I want. No, you shouldn't represent a brand for them to use you or to expect you to silence yourself or tone it down or anything like that. Hold on, let me send a message real quick. All right. But I really hope I can help someone, in that you guys don't silence yourselves or, compromise compromise your self-worth and in your brand. And that's what I have had to throughout these years, these 5 years, I have had to teeter between leveraging the opportunities in order to help me with exposure, and also not allowing them to convolute me or my brand by me over promoting or over getting over involved into their brand. And if I had a brand that would recognize me, and I feel like this isn't really the climate for that stuff sometimes. Like, it's not really commonplace for people to be appreciative for other people's art and other people's character and other people's like their passions and their drive and their personality and things like that. So when I share my affiliates program with you guys, you're going to see how it's going to help you evolve your own brand too, not just my brand. And that's what I wish there was more of, that in the community. And that's one reason why I don't like to be on Instagram as much. How did the hair turn out? Not too bad. I mean, he got some dark hair, but I forgot what I was just saying because I got so sidetracked. But you guys get my point, right? But yeah, so whatever, who cares? I always end everything with that. Whatever, who cares? But yeah, you guys get what I mean. I'm sure you do. So I'm looking forward to those opportunities for all of us when they do come, because they are coming. But thank you guys so much for helping me make progress. When you guys see I really liked doing these ones a bit better. I kind of did all these things. Let's get an alcohol prep pad if we might. Oh man, I did his hair and I didn't alcohol prep it. All right, I'm not touching anything. I'm gonna take care of this when I get back because I feel a little rushed and I got a cat hair on here. Let me cure this longer. I liked the little like blotchy rustic look of the other paint, but when you can tell the difference when you add the base coat gel versus when you don't, because when you don't, it doesn't stick. When you do, it sticks. So the colors that look very solid are the ones that obviously had the base coat gel first, but I forgot to do it on the head. So yeah, anyways, I was gonna say that just like I feel like I was able to achieve the same exact thing with the Goddess Gang Nail Art Challenge. We basically grew together as artists. We grew our confidence. We grew our creative skill. We grew our brands and things like that. And that's what I want to continue to do, but on a bigger level and with more than just the Goddess Gang Nail Art Challenge. So here's what we have so far. I just got to do the skin and then this hair. I'll probably do that hair like blonde or whatever. And then probably do another coat over the wings just because I really should have done the baby blue underneath first. I didn't listen to myself. So I might just leave them like that and act like I didn't think that it would be better if I did it the other way. But oh my God, I'm so thankful we made so much progress. This is amazing. So I will be back for day 5 of the Vlogmas. And thank you guys so much for supporting me, and thank you for spending time with me. I hope that everyone was able to take value from this video, and just really hope that my words impact somebody in a powerful way, and that my actions display what results you can get when you step away from the crowd and really forge your own path, no matter what that looks like. And I can't remember the thought that I was going to say earlier, but it's fine. But without further ado, I love y'all so much, and I'll holla y'all. Peace. And by the way, can you like this video? Because if you watched it all the way to the end and you don't like it, I'm going to be so sad. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye, y'all.